Well, hi guys. This is our second lesson, learning some stuff about Noteflight. So today what we're going to do is we're going to start setting up a little 8-bar piece of music that we're going to write together over the next couple of lessons. So here we are, I'm logged into my Noteflight account. There's this score that I created last time where we just looked at the pentatonic scale in C. So I'm going to create a new score. I'll simply go up and click on create. And I want to start from a blank score sheet. So I click on OK, and here it is here. So I'm going to have a really imaginative title like 8-bar composition. Once again, put your name down here. First and your last name. All right, the year is 2020, and I want you to put your class name there. And this is where we're going to start. So, couple of things. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be basically using all the notes from the C major scale. So if you have a look, these here are the notes from the C major scale. So you can see them here, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. We're going to be using them all except for this last note here, B. Okay, so we're going to avoid using the note B. It's called a leading note because it leads on to this final one here, but for composition, just for the moment, to make it simple, we're going to leave it out for the moment, okay? So, yeah, so the first bit of our song, we just need to start entering notes. And you can kind of do this by playing a bit of a game. So what we're going to do here, actually, let me set something up. We're actually just going to enter notes, enter rhythms on the note G. So if you just type G onto your keyboard, it adds it in there like this. So I've just added 4 Gs in there, but that sounds really boring. So what we can do is we can shorten this note here. All right, so we're going to make that an 8th note. All right, and you can see we're going to tie them in a pair. So that one there is 1, 2, and 3, 4. Here we're going to do a different rhythm. Let's do, so we click a note in, and then I'm just going to change it. All right. So what I do is I add the note, and then I change what I've added. Okay. So it goes 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4. So the next bit I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. Let's do 4 and. We go 1 and 2, oops. So right here, I've made a mistake. It's looking a bit messy. If I hit delete or backspace, it just makes it really messy. So remember, we go up to the undo key. Okay, if I've made a mistake, go to the undo key there. Okay, I'm gonna make that note there. Now, this last note here, I'm gonna make a 2-beat one. So that's my first 4 bars. What I've done is I've just created a rhythm. So I've got 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3. All right. Once I'm at that point, I'm now just going to save it. All right. So what I want you to do is hit save. So pause the video and just go in and make it really simple. Simple, simple, simple. So if you're going to use these half-beat notes, tie them to another one so it looks nice and neat like mine. You can put these little combinations any place you like, okay? But have a go at that and just create your first bit. So pause the video now, go and do that, and then come back and keep watching for the next part. All right, so hopefully you've just come back from pausing the video and you've got your score looking like that. Just make sure when you have a look that you've hit save up the top there, okay? You'll notice that the save button kind of disappears, so that's up to the next bit. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to add some more measures in there. So we simply come up to the task part here that goes to measure. If yours isn't showing, you can click on this drop-down list and it says measure there, okay? And when you select that, it will either turn it on or turn it off your menu bar, okay? And you can turn that list off just by clicking it. So we're going to add 4 more bars. So I simply click 4 more bars in there, okay? Now it's looking a bit uneven. That's all right. I'm going to click in this bar here and I'm going to hit the return key or the enter key. And what that does is it just adds like a line break, and it's going to sort it so that you get 4 at the top and 4 down the bottom there. And that's really important, because what we want to do is we want to create kind of the first half of the phrase, and then we're going to create an answering second half. So if you imagine it's like question and then answer in this part here. So what I'm going to do for this answer part is, it's very simple. I'm going to get this one here. I'm going to copy this last bar. I want you literally to do what I'm doing. Copy this last bar here, and I want you to paste it in there. Then what I want you to do is I want you to copy these bars, but I want you to paste them in kind of a different location. Okay, so I'm just copying that one. I'm going to paste it down there. And then, of course, this one here, which is the one I haven't done yet, and paste it in there. So you can see I've taken it, these rhythms here, and I've just jumbled them up down the bottom here, apart from these last ones, okay? Once you've done that, I want you to hit save. So pause the video now. Just remember, click in the middle of the bar. If you click kind of, sometimes if you click on the note, it'll just take that note, and if you copy it, it'll just copy that note. So I just go to like the middle of the bar, okay, and it will copy all of that out, and then just paste it into somewhere different. So if you do drag this, what it does is it drags it around and moves it. So if you accidentally do that, but I'm pretty sure if you hold down the shift key and drag it, no, it doesn't do it. There is a key you can hold down and it will just create a copy of it. All right, let me just see. Okay, so if you hold down the control key, click in a bar and drag it, it will actually copy that whole bar across. All right, so if you wanted to, you could simply do this. You could click in that bar, and I'm holding down the control key, and I simply click and drag it like that. Click in here, hold down control, all right. Click in the bar, hold down control, all right, pop it in there, all right, except, yep, that's fine. That last bit there can be the same. So that's a little tip for you if you want to do it a bit quicker. Just hold down control, click in the bar, and then drag it to wherever you want to go, and it will automatically copy it. So go and do that now. Pause the video, go and have a go at it. All right, so you should now hopefully be at this stage here where we have 4 bars, and then we have another 4 bars down here. Same rhythms, but jumbled up down the back bottom there. So now we have to start naming our notes, or starting on our notes. Now, this song is going to, a couple of things. This note here is going to stay. We're going to finish that at G. But this last note here, we're going to take down to C. So if I press downwards, once, twice, 3, 4 times, and it goes down to C there, okay? Then I'm going to hit save, just so that my work doesn't get mucked up. Okay, now we can look at how we're going to start. So we're going to start not on the note G, I'm going to start on the note E. And then you can simply play the up or down game. So if you wanted to flip a coin at this point, okay, you could flip a coin and heads could be up and tails could be down, and literally you can just go up and down with your notes. All right, the other way to do it is to create kind of some shapes in here. Oh, I don't think my keyboard's working very well. So I might just, all right, so I can move on to my next note there. And I'm just going to create a bit of a run. All right, just kind of some shapes. So far here, I've just gone by steps. All right, and you can see it kind of starts in this middle bit, heads up towards this A, and then does a run down to C there. And then I'm going to use some leaps or jumps heading up this way here. And then we might take this one up. Let's go up to maybe the C there. Might even go to the D there. Let's make that A. All right, so you can see it's kind of gone up a bit and then down to the C, and then it's gone all the way up, just one up to the D, and then I've got some leaps down here. Now, don't do leaps more than say that one goes from a space to a space. Don't do huge big leaps because it just sounds really kind of dodgy and random, okay? I see kids put one note up here and then one there and then one way down the bottom and one way up the top, and it just doesn't kind of sound nice. Now, if you want to hear what it sounds like, you can either click in your first bar and then you can click the play here, or you've got a master play button up there. So you can just hear play. Obviously this bit here is not going to sound very interesting. All right, so that's the start of it. Once you've done that, I want you to hit save. Right, so pause the video now and I want you to go ahead and have a go at doing that. Once you think you're happy with it and it's sounding pretty good, I want you to come back to the video and watch the next section. Okay, so hopefully you've had a good chance at creating your composition so it's kind of got a bit of a shape. Some of you might have started on E or F or G or something like that, and you might have headed down and then gone back up to this G, or you might have kind of headed up to a higher note here in the end of bar 2 and headed back down to this G, or like me, I've gone up, down, up, down. So what I want to do now is I want to kind of finish this song. I want to finish this song here. So I'm heading down to this low C here, and I actually want to like literally head down to it. So I'm actually going to create this bit here. I'm going to go G, F, E, and then finish on the C there. Okay. Actually, I might change this note here. I might make this note a G, and I might come up to that note. There you go. I've had a terrible change of mind there. So I'm going to go E, F, G, and then finish on C. Going from this note G downwards to a C is a really strong finish for your song. It's going to sound like it's ending. Okay. So here I was at the G. All right. And I'm going to jump, let's say, up. And I'm going to break my rule and I'm going to stick a B in here. But can I tell you, the B has to go onto a C. It can't go onto any other note. That's why we call it a leading note, because it's a note that leads onto the very next note above it. So B leads very much onto C. If you have a look on the keyboard here, there's B. The very next note is C. So that leading note there, it's really important that we go onto the C there. All right, let me sort this out. Good stuff. And then I might come down to the G. Oops. Press the arrow key. Sorry, you're just hearing my brain think at the moment. Oops, let's see there. Right, so I've started kind of here in the middle, I've gone up, and then you can see it's kind of, if I had to draw a line of best fit, like, you know, some of that mass fit, you kind of see a line drawn across the screen heading downwards there. So this one here starts in the middle, up, down, up, kind of to that point, and then this one here starts and kind of winds its way down to that last note there. Once I've done that, I'm going to hit save. Right, here's the big test. I'm going to hit play, and we're going to listen to what it sounds like. Let's go right click on here and just hit play. All right, so that's sounding pretty good. And I hit save. And that is the next part of the task. Now, in our next lesson, we're going to be looking at how can we create kind of this second line here to start creating some harmony, or a second part underneath, maybe some chords to go with it, so that we could take this melody here, we could add some lyrics to it, or we could get like a violin or a trumpet to play it, and then we can add some accompaniment, so we could have guitar and our melody instrument. So you've got a fair bit of work to do there. I want you to go in and have a good go at it. Once you have done that, what I'd love you to do is simply come up to the bar here All right, I want you to copy it, okay? And I want you to paste that up. Oh, so before you do that, you need to go to score details and let's make sure that we share our score. Otherwise, no one's going to be able to see it. Who can access the score? Everyone can access the score. Anyone with the link can view it. All right. If you want, you can turn it on to comments. If you add anyone with a link can comment, that's great because that means I can go onto your composition and give you some tips and hints down in this box down here so that you can maybe make some adjustments to it. So for today, if you can change anyone with a link can comment, that would be brilliant. And we're going to show our score search results, public listings in there. Okay. We're not going to worry about letting people export the score just yet. We go next. We can say it is an original work because, hey, you thought of it. Okay, and then we hit save. And then I want you to copy that. Oh, look, you can copy that link and post it and then come back and make those changes to sharing. That's fine. Okay. Not really an issue there. You can share it by clicking here. You can copy the link to the score, those kinds of things in there. All right, but you can just copy up here and then you can paste it into the Google Classroom under this post as a comment on the link, just so that I and even some other people in the class can come and have a look. Please make sure your comments are appropriate and kind. We don't slag people off here. We use words of encouragement, okay? So have a go at that, folks, and I'm really excited to see what work you can come up with. That's a pretty big task. This might take you, look, for the first time, this might take you maybe an hour to really get into it and have a go, okay? If you make a total horrible mistake and everything is bad, you can simply just click in a bar, and if you hit the delete key, it gets rid of all your work and start again. Sometimes that's the quickest way of doing it. Sometimes if you've totally messed it all up, just delete it and start it again. All right, if you accidentally do that, it's cool. Just hit undo. Good luck.